All right, sorry for the pause. I thought I'd be efficient by opening GOG Galaxy, which is where I have the game installed, and then tabbing over to do all of my like pop out chats and stuff. And GOG Galaxy kept deciding it was more important than everything else that I was actually focused on. Not a fan when, not a fan when programs do that. They decide they're more important than everything else, but it is what it is. It's fine. Just figured I would say, though, that for the record, that's what was going on. So, all right. So I've updated now on Twitch, Kick, Odyssey, and the tubes. Okay. Let me check this really briefly here. It did include my thumbnail this time. Sometimes YouTube doesn't remember or doesn't keep whatever actually is going on my thumbnail. So I need to check that sometimes to make sure that it's sticking. Anyway, okay. I don't have a whole lot going on. Background that I would need to close. Probably close this. My writing software. I don't really need that right now. I think everything else can close. Okay. Or it can stay open. Okay. Let's go here and get into this one more time. This might be, I don't know for sure, right? It could not. I could be wrong. So it could not be the case, but I think what is happening? Why did I tab out of the game? Because reasons. I was trying to go over to the start and I see my mouse pointer way over in the other window. Whatever. Anyway, weird. It's just weird. Anyway, it's not upsetting or anything, just weird. I tend to say stuff that I notice, even if it doesn't really matter. So I apologize. Anyway, I said anyway like 100 times since I started the stream, I think. What I was gonna say is all right, now I am gonna tab away for a second. Gotta clean up some of this garbage that I get in every single time I stream. There's always somebody. What? You know what? I wonder if that did not. Okay, hang on. I gotta make sure this is. Yes, connect to this. Allow. There. My Fossabot wasn't connected to Kick because I'd had to sign into Kick again. I forgot to refresh it. Okay, now anybody who decides to spam me with their Nejna junk is gonna get booted. I don't play that crap. It's incredibly annoying. I'm sorry, but it is. Unsolicited, jump on a stream. Hey, let me spam you with some stuff. No? That will upset me. Whatever other stuff, that will upset me. Really will irritate me to no end doing that crap. Okay, so looks like I'm missing two pieces of evidence. That's what it looks like to me, which probably means two pieces of material evidence. Are there one or more irrefutable pieces of evidence of Marco's guilt? Can't use the picture from Safari because there's no picture. What is this, though? He admits to having been a good marksman. Yeah. And you have to have been a good marksman to make the shot from that window. Here's the bolt action carbine. And it was in the cabinet with rifles in Walter's office, which only people close to Walter, and that would include anybody who was employed, like Battaglieri, but only people who are close to Marco or to Walter would know where his rifles were and how to get access to them. And then you also have to be able to be a good shot. So I think these two are correct. These, because these come from this. Now the gloves are maybe not. What is this? Those are condoms. I don't think the rings or the turtle are going to be anything for this. I don't think the condoms really help. I mean, you could technically, it's latex. You could use it to, put a condom over each finger, be like way long and sloppy, and so I don't know, but whatever. But it's latex, so it could be used to hide or avoid leaving behind prints. But the gloves, condoms. What about these? Did Nolan go to Moscow? Or voyage to Russia the preceding week. Atlanta, Moscow, Moscow, Saleh. I don't know if that's really helpful though, because all of the children were here, or grandchildren were here, right? So that doesn't tell me that Marco is guilty of the murder. This would be more likely to be evidence. The burn powder on this rag and the caliber analysis prove that only the 270 chambered Blazer bolt action rifle. 270 chambered Blazer bolt action rifle. That's this one, right? Yeah. Bolt action carbine with 270 WSM chamber. So that's right. Yeah, so I think these four for sure. What else? No on this. Right, this was evidence of Denolent grabbing the key, not of. That's Laurent or Battaglieri's medal for marksmanship. Irrefutable evidence. Consultation of the library locked the evening of the murder. I mean, we have the card that has Marco's print on it, right? Where is that? I don't know if that's on its own at least irrefutable, but that might in conjunction with other stuff. But see, that's documents and pictures. I need material. Orange sticky material. See, that's one thing I don't understand. What would be orange and sticky, unless it's something the gloves are made out of themselves or something. Otherwise, I don't know what would be orange and sticky on them to. I don't. I've never seen a condom that's been orange and sticky, so it can't be that. Other stuff do we have here that could be? None of this. Not any. What the hell? Orange and sticky.
Incorrect match.
Oh, I could I don't know. The thing is, though, even if I match this with, like, let's say the soles of Marco's feet, that's not going to tell me.
Incorrect match.
It's not gonna. I was gonna say that won't tell me anything anyway because it's not gonna have. Um, 17. It's the technical workshop again. So we come all the way back here again. And look at this more closely. See, we have this. Already done that. This is not orange. What is the orange residue? Where is that from? There's no way to examine. Oh, this is just water. It probably wouldn't be anything important anyway. Nothing in here. I thought about looking at the autopsy report, see if I guess maybe I could look anyway to see if there's something that'll clue me in. But what I need are material things. This would be a document, so it's not going to actually. Well, this itself, it's not going to come over here, but maybe it'll give me an idea of something else. Marriage certificate. Uh, hmm. Is the autopsy? Oh, here you go. Yeah, I was just the autopsy's that far back, huh? Okay, let me see. Rocky Coast near the Tortoise Belvedere, Segura Island, Maldive Archipelago. Thrombosis of left pulmonary artery due to perforation, blah, 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 is cause of death. Retained anatomical diagnostics. Okay, it's just when it was done. White cotton short sleeve shirt, whose jacket is stained with mud and coral sand. Collar stained with blood diluted by seawater. White undergarment lightly spattered with mud. Gray vest. Gray tie with mud. Gray blue jacket. I'm seeing if there's anything orange here. Left hand interior pocket holds a card carried containing a passport, 2 credit cards, 12 credit card bills, Diners Club card, photo of an aged woman, $75 in small bills. The right hand interior pocket contains an eyeglass case with a pair of metal framed sunglasses. Gray blue pair of pants with knees caked with sand and debris of seashells. 2 gray socks soaked with mud. 2 brown leather pointed boots caked with sand. Right wrist carries a functioning, valuable Boucheron watch. The ensemble of the clothes and the personal effects are entirely soaked in seawater. Preservation of the body is good. The body is cold. Oh, it's cold to the touch, as it spent a significant amount of time in seawater. Lividness and the congestion of the epidermal tissue, attenuated dorsal part of the body. Very old obese man. His diet was very unbalanced, measuring 1.88 meters in height and weight, 155 kilograms. White hair, maximum length 2 centimeters. Moderate volume, green eyes, underdevelopment, muscle mass, or underdeveloped. The underdevelopment of muscle mass, 2 inferior limbs, and the bed sores on the skin are the buttocks indicate paraplegia due to the previous traumatic lesion of the 5th lumbar vertebra. The abdominal presence scarred. Okay. 2 hematomas, abrasion of the epidermis, frontal epidermis specifically. Hemorrhage. Fragment of woman's nail. Yeah, not wearing polish. That was by Ina anyway. Okay. Hematomas of the fingers, extremities. Base of the dural traps. Okay, I'm not seeing anything that looks orange in this. Nope. No, I don't see anything. Okay, so not there. How am I going? Nothing orange there. Nope, no. Not what I meant. So Baina's fingerprints are on the wheelchair, but nobody else's. Don't see anything orange here. We have the photo of his face, right? There's no orange here either. Where? Do I get that orange? That might not be anything. The only things I only have a certain amount of things that have Marco's DNA, right? I could go down. Okay, so 16 was just our character's floor, and then the sealed off room. So 15 on the when you come out of the door on the for us left side, but it would be for him the right side is I believe Christine and Marco's old suite before we had to basically evacuate everything. No. Right, it's down a floor, I think. This is Clara and Billy, right? Yeah, down a floor. Okay, that's what I was. Once I saw Denolant, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. This is floor 14. For some reason, I keep thinking 15 is where they are, but they're 14. It's fine. Yeah, it's really getting hairy here, all cracked and everything. If this were like a Hollywood movie, you'd see things shaking and this had split away and we barely survived kind of thing or something. Orange, huh? Oh, interesting. In real life, there's like outside, very distant, but there was a plane went overhead. I'm not in line with any kind of airport really, so I don't know. I mean, there's an airport a ways away, but it's no planes really ever fly over my place, so that's weird that I heard that. I thought it was a sound effect here, like maybe soon the game would end and somebody would come rescue or something, but it was outside. Interesting. Uh, I've already looked over here, but nothing in the trash. Nothing on the counters. Go there, but there's nothing in the drawer, right? Yeah, no. Looks like a button you could press, but it doesn't. You can't interact with it. It doesn't let you do anything. Hmm. Cannot get into the wardrobe. Wait. I think this was I previously found stuff in here, but I don't think it's anything now. Yeah. I don't remember if this was receipts. There was something in there though before. I thought there was another hotspot to click, but maybe not. Maybe it's all just maybe I was the corner there, pulled off, and then came away, and so thought that there were two. Hmm. Your luggage obviously is up above. Like, was it now 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 5 floors up? Hmm. Well, nothing in here. Where? I'm thinking, while I'm here, I go look at Sonia and Martin's suite, but I think so. I'm thinking not Sonia so much. It might be Martin, but might be involved. Let's look here anyway. I don't think we're going to find anything, but just in case. What is that other piece of evidence, though? No, not one. It was like two pieces of evidence, actually. Because that bar, the red bar here, right, shows how far along you are. There are 6 items in total. That'll be, this is 1/3. So this would be 2 items. It's very interesting. I don't know. I don't remember seeing anything. I mumbled that kind of. My lips didn't really move. I don't remember seeing anything that was particularly orange in anybody's room. That was interesting. He did a little slide. But in anybody's room, I don't remember seeing anything like that in any room. Other than the gloves themselves. But I can't look at, I have the autopsy, but I can't look at Walter's body anymore to see if there's anything there. If I go back to the library, I don't have a, well, it's a picture, isn't it, though? I say I don't have a picture of these, no, it's material, of shards. I don't think I can do a comparison, though. Let's see. Pretty sure it does not show up here. But that would be a potential indicator. If he has orange here and there's orange on the windowsill where the wood splintered off. But yeah, no, there's not. We already got the Spartan condoms package. Which shows the affair between Christina and Martin, but that doesn't. No, I don't think there's anything in here. I don't think there's anything in here. Okay, let's go back up. I can't remember for absolute certain. I did not review the video, but I think I've talked to everybody also since getting to this current puzzle piece to try to solve it. So this way is faster. Go try to talk to Lorenzo and or Martin again. And then if we come up with nothing there, then I'm going to try the library again, re-examine the windowsill maybe. Like I said, I think I've already done so, but just in case, I could always go try to talk to Christina again about Marco.
Has your investigation reached such a laborious point that you have to tyrannize people like this?
The murderer would have had us all believing in Nolan's suicide if he'd not overlooked this fragment of the letter which changes everything.
All these revelations are making me nauseous, Inspector. It's really revolting. I only have one desire, to get out of this nightmare and to leave this cursed island forever.
I understand.
Obviously, you're on my tracks, Inspector.
Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
So nothing there. And I cannot look at the desk or anything again either. Yeah, so we had a piece of evidence we could discuss with Martin we had not already, but I mean, again, not sure how helpful that is, really. There are trophies here. There's nothing that would leave like an orange residue, though, or anything. And then diplomas, of course. Yeah, nothing here either. Okay. Go down one floor to the library. Yeah. No clue in a potted plant this time, as far as I can tell, that I would otherwise miss. Okay, orange. I don't think the splinters were not this window, right? I think they were the next one over in the room next to the office. Let me double check. So I'm not getting any prompts to interact now on this one. So if it was this, it's not interacting now. And if it wasn't, then obviously I need to go to the next one over anyway. Yeah, I know. Let's see. See, I'm not seeing anything like fingerprints left behind here or whatever. And if I can't interact at all, then I cannot drag the graphite powder over to get fingerprints or something. Okay. Did I already get fingerprints on the rifle itself? I mean, I have Denolant's prints, I think, right? Scratch on the bottom side of the crime weapon is probably caused by the murderer as he was shooting, yeah. Which would be why we would do this plus this. See, and that's a picture or a print, whichever you want to say. It doesn't go in material evidence. So although this is useful, it doesn't actually. Turtle box. Got those over there already. Yeah. But I don't see any way. Just in case, but I don't think this should interact at all. Because we've already examined evidence from here. Not there.
The caliber of this ammunition is not the same as that of the bullet that was found in Walter Jones's body.
I want...
The caliber of this ammunition is not the same as that of the bullet that was found in Walter Jones's body.
Right, I don't know if I can really tell.
The caliber of this ammunition is not the same as that of the bullet that was found in Walter Jones's body.
Let me do this now. It's not gonna have me see what it is before clicking.
This box of cartridges of the 270 Winchester Short Magnum is open, and it is missing cartridges. 7.03 millimeter caliber. Just like the bullet that killed Jones. I only have to find the weapon that could have shot this bullet.
Okay, so no fingerprints on any of those.
Walter Jones really took care of his weapons. Walter Jones really took care of his weapons.
Okay, so no fingerprints from anything down there. Yeah. So nothing here's orange. Already opened that. That's over like across, I guess, from the giant portrait of Walter over the side of the room toward the windows. Nothing in there. I mean, or there that pertains to the crime, I guess.
This drawer is stuck.
But no residue or anything on it. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Gosh, I don't like doing this. I have to look up the walkthrough. I don't know where I'm going to find something orange. Or maybe the gloves are even not the right thought process to be pursuing. Maybe I need something else completely different. Okay, let me see. Uh, what is something I missed apparently? This is what now? Take a rug from the right. Uh, so what now? So I have something I don't have? What? Confused. I don't have a bottle of flax oil, so no. One or more irrefutable pieces of evidence of Marco's guilt. His walkthrough is saying something that I don't think is true, or like doesn't give. It says, let me look it up again. Okay. So the gloves belong to Marco. We've already got that. We know that they're Marco's. Okay, so let me actually just do a screenshot of this. Bring it over to the other window so it doesn't move. Okay, whoops, not one minute. I don't know what just happened. Let me just do this. Do it again. It like double snapped or did something weird. I don't know. Anyway, let me move. All right, let's pull this up again. See what I'm missing. If this works even. Okay, so it says, let me just pull all this stuff out. Hang on. Okay. So it says we already have half the evidence needed. Okay, so Christina identifies the gloves as belonging to Marco. Isn't that just here? Maybe not. Do I have to go up here? Oh. Do that. And she's certain that Martin slept with Christina. Condom wrapper. Get prints from the condom wrapper. Well, that's a picture, right? Yeah, Martin's prints on a condom wrapper. Okay. I've already done this stuff. Okay. We know Christina has Russian condoms. So go back to Martin, talk to him. He admits he was sleeping with Christina on the night of the murder. We already have that here. Admits he was sleeping with Christina on the night of the murder. Okay. Christina admits she was sleeping with Martin at the time of the murder. Which, right here. Okay. Okay, so we open with remote control. We went down to the chapel with fertility statuettes, florals on top of it, altar diagrams. See how the fertility statues are placed. Okay, place statues and the door opens. Marriage certificate. Letter. Marriage certificate. See, it's a document. That's not a material. This is what I don't understand. One or more irrefutable pieces of evidence. This doesn't match. This walkthrough is giving me stuff that's not material evidence. So I don't see how this is supposed to match up. Okay. I don't. Oh. Is that. Hang on. Did I not get that? Because I didn't do that earlier. Supposedly I'm supposed to get my. Well, maybe. Over here. there's this oil. Ah, use that on there. Now I have this flax oil stain with his gloves. Her identifying that the gloves are indeed Marco's. Um, then I want the rag and the splinters and the rifle.
The clues do not match.
Oh, not quite. What about no?
The clues do not match.
No. What is do marriage certificate as evidence, but it's a document, so it won't work. So we got the flax oil stain and then on the gloves, which we know are Martin's. These two tie because this proves the caliber based on the burn powder that was cleaned off and then this. Receipt for the gloves.
The clues do not match.
Oh. The ticket from Moscow to Saleh does put him in Russia.
The clues do not match.
Nope. What the heck am I missing? We already got the marriage certificate, but that's a document. That's not going to work. Ugh. I swear this game wants me to look for stuff that I don't even know it wants me to look for. It's like I can just grab the flax oil now. Oh. Okay. Hang on. So I actually want flax oil. I don't need that either. We're close. See receipt.
Correct match.
Okay. Is that here? Okay. Don't need that. This? Oh, I've already got it. What's the other? Okay, hang on. So I've got the flaxseed oil. Flaxseed oil. Oh, the gloves themselves. Potentially. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, that just got replaced with a comparison. Okay. So basically, the flaxseed oil. I see. This. So his trip from Atlanta through Moscow to Saleh. We've got this showing he got gloves in Russia. Gloves are stained with the flaxseed oil. And the flax oil is there, which is what was used to clean the guns.
The clues do not match.
Probably because of his declaration. Yeah, saying he's a good marksman. Probably this. There we go.
Are there single or multiple irrefutable proofs of Marco's guilt?
Gum gloves.
Marco's gloves in the shredder, together with Simbi Laktar's card, make him the murderer.
Do have to give it to him. He did stay cool and
The
collected.
gloves and Simbi Laktar's card prove irrefutably that Marco Jones is the murderer of Walter Jones, who was his real father. Marco Jones forged a false alibi. He was not with his girlfriend Christina the evening of the murder. She was cheating on him with Martin Abruzzi, Sonia Jones's husband. Marco Jones had several reasons to kill Walter Jones.
Wonderful, Jack. Excellent work. Don't lose a minute. Grab that guy and keep him warm for me. The helicopter's having difficulties in Saleh. Problem with a failed rotor that nearly cost the life of 5 refugees and my pilot. He managed to land without too much damage. We're repairing it super fast and we'll take care of you. The mechanic says it'll take at least 3 hours. If you find another way of getting out of there, go for it. Okay, I'll call you. Well done again. Go arrest the jerk.
Yes, I'll put myself to it.
All right. I think he's gonna still be in the same place, still be at the gardens, probably. Oh wait, hang on. I can just take the elevator. I think. Yeah. Okay. And should be 19, I believe. Oops. This way. Well, that's helipad. I don't want that. Hang on. I guess it's 18 is what I wanted. I've done that multiple times this game. It's 18 is where the gardens are. Yeah, off to the left here after I get out. All right. Ruh-roh. Martin's not here anymore. Or not Martin. Marco is not here anymore. I can't say that's a huge shock, I suppose, but still. Means I gotta go hunt him down. That's not great. Hmm. I'm not gonna go back to the suites, at least initially, because I don't know that that's even gonna. Let's see who's out at the helipad. I doubt it, but let's see. I mean, he might be. I don't have a reason necessarily. Just of all the places, that seems, there's not a very good chance of it. He was not there. Okay. Okay, let me save it here. Okay, Sonia and Billy. Where is he? If I can't find him for a bit, then I might need to go ask people if they've seen him. Let's go over here first. Christina's over here, or was, so Marco might be over there instead. Clara there. More. No. Where is Marco? Where in the world is Marco Jones? Yeah. Hmm. $20? Walter Jones is sweet. Fine. Oops. My bad.
Well, we could say that Jones did all he could to be able to control his tower from his wheelchair.
Okay, he's not in here. Can't say I'm surprised, but still. Okay. Okay. Like hunting down. 21B library again. That's where I just was, though. He wasn't in the library that I saw, so I guess we'll go to 22.
Oh, shit. Lorenzo? Lorenzo! Wake up, my fellow.
Oh, my head. I have a headache.
What happened to you, Lorenzo?
It's Marco. He hit me. Marco has gone completely crazy, Norm. I don't understand why he did that to me.
It's because we know he's guilty.
Obviously, you're on my tracks, Inspector.
What could this bottle of flax oil have been used for?
This flax oil is used to take care of the stocks of the luxurious rifles belonging to my boss, Inspector. It's an absolutely sensational product for bringing out the veins in precious woods.
You've helped me a lot. Thank you.
Okay. Didn't really need to ask him about that, but...
Marco!
It's over, Inspector Norm!
What are you doing?
As you can see, I'm leaving you, Norm!
Marco, you can't abandon your entire family and your fiancée here. This tower could crumble at any second.
No more tower! No other heirs! All of Walter Jones's money is mine!
It's you who killed Walter Jones. I have the proof, Marco. And also Hubert
No
Denolis.
crime scene left! No crime left! What do you say to that, Inspector?
You killed your father, Marco.
Farewell, Inspector!
No! Marco!
What's going on, Norm?
It's over, Lorenzo. Get everyone to climb into the balloon carriage. There isn't a moment to lose. This tower is going to collapse.
Marco, it's horrible.
Yes, Christina. Your boyfriend Marco killed Walter Jones, his own father, and also Hubert Denolant. I have the proof today. Of course, suspicion first fell on young Baena, who accompanied the victim on the path on the evening of the crime. Baena, who had to rebuke Walter Jones's advances one more time that evening. While one could evoke legitimate self-defense, Baena is responsible without a doubt for Walter Jones falling onto the rocks. And I confess that for a moment, I thought that this fall entailed the death of Walter Jones. I was wrong. Walter Jones remained stuck in the rocks a few meters below the curving path, imprisoned in his electric wheelchair, but very much alive, calling and signing for help.
It was almost night, and moreover, there was the sound of the waves.
I know all that, Sonia. Let me go on, I beg you. The report from the forensic expert received the next day is categorical. Walter Jones was hit by a .270 caliber short Magnum Winchester bullet in the back. On impact, the victim rolled further down from the initial point of his fall to end up on the sand, where he was found the next morning. The bullet did not go through the body. It was lodged in the sternum after it perforated the right lung. On the day that I arrived, I therefore did not notice anything abnormal. The impact of the bullet was invisible. Walter Jones lay spread on his back, a man weighing almost 500 pounds, and I was in no position to turn him. Baena was not the murderer, and my suspicions turned toward Hubert Denolant. I became convinced that Hubert Denolant had made the most of the fact that Mr. Jones was stuck between the rocks and removed the key to his safe that he always wore around his neck. Mr. Jones, sufficiently lightheaded from his fall and weakened by his handicap, could do nothing to stop him. Obviously, Hubert Denolant's dealings did not exonerate any one of you. In any case, in this business you are all the potential heirs, and therefore have good reason to end the days of the billionaire grandfather, especially if you found out that he'd planned to disinherit you for the betterment of a charming native. Isn't that so, Sonia?
I have nothing to do with my grandfather's death. You know this very well, Norm.
No matter what, my first concern was to find the weapon used for the crime, and I confess that this was not very complicated, because I got my hands on the weapon that corresponded with the projectile found in the body of Walter Jones in his own office. A weapon that in the hands of a good shot is perfectly capable of shooting a bullet from the library to a target situated 200 meters below in the shadows. The prints on the weapon condemned Hubert Denolant. Moreover, he had already taken part in Walter Jones's safaris. He was familiar with this type of firearm and was capable of succeeding with a tough shot. But he was not the only one on this island who knew how to use a hunting weapon. Far from it. And Hubert de Noland denied it with vehemence. Moreover, yesterday evening he promised me that this morning he would tell me the real identity of the culprit. Alas, this morning the poor man was dead. The murder of de Noland was grossly disguised as a suicide. Someone did not want him to talk. And then I discovered that there was another person who had broken into the library at the moment of the murder. Someone who used the key card of a former employee who had left the island a while back. Who had stolen Simbi Laktar's card from Lorenzo's drawer and used it to go into the office and then the library at the hour of the crime? Marco, of course. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Marco slipped into gloves to use the crime weapon and shot Walter Jones.
If Marco's fingerprints are not on the weapon, then how can you accuse him, Inspector? How do you explain the imprints of Hubert de Noland?
De Noland did take the weapon in his hands, miss, but only to remove the eyepiece and observe the scene on the beach. Walter Jones being pushed by Baina. Walter Jones stranded on the rocks, incapable of moving, seriously shocked, but still alive. Basically, Walter Jones finally at his mercy.
And why, according to you, did he not shoot our grandfather? Nolan had good reason to.
Because he didn't think of it. Because it wasn't useful for him. Because he believed him to be dying on the rocks. What's the good of shooting at someone who's already about to die?
Okay, but Marco then?
Marco was in the room. He saw Noland look at Walter Jones, and then he saw him hurry out of the room.
To go grab the key to the safe that was around Walter Jones's neck?
Yes, that's it, Billy. Marco had just found out that Walter Jones was his father, that he had raped his mother. He was in a rage. He took the weapon, repositioned the eyepiece, introduced a cartridge. He waited for Noland to take the key from Walter Jones's neck and leave. Walter Jones was now alone on the rocks. Marco hoisted the weapon, aimed carefully like the good soldier he was. He shot. Walter Jones' body fell down backward and ended its fall further down on the beach.
The proof of all this, Inspector.
As far as his false alibi, it's useless to go there, isn't it, Christina?
No, I think it's right like this, Inspector Norm.
As for the proof of Marco's guilt, here we go. Once the crime was accomplished, he threw the gloves and Simbi Laktar's card in the trash chute. He thus expected to eliminate all traces of his crime. Alas for him, the shredder was conceived for paper and didn't digest the gloves, which remained blocked along with the card in the cogs. The gloves, bought in Moscow, were presumably a gift from Christina and still bore traces of flax oil. This oil is usually used to treat the stalks of precious weapons to bring out the veins in the wood.
You're trying to tell us that the gloves did not leave a trace on the weapon. It's the weapon that left its trace on Marco's gloves.
Yes, Lorenzo, and it's this that incriminates Marco as the murderer of Walter Jones.
Okay. Yeah, it was a good mystery, I think, overall. I've already said, so I'm not really going to rehash it. There were some things that their thought process that didn't mesh with my own. So I had some trouble figuring out some clues, but yeah, I think it was good overall. It's a little unfortunate. I don't know if it was right after this game. I think it was maybe a game or two after this, but this company, White Goals, I think is what they were called. They went defunct and are no longer a development studio. So hopefully the individuals involved with this moved on to other studios, got jobs and did a good job, or, had successful careers in other development environments. But as far as this goes, that was pretty much it. There'd be music playing normally during this, but because of past copyright, I don't know how you want to call them, not warnings even really, but like basically copyrighted music that prevented me from allowing monetization on the video, I cut the music out. So the copyrighted music, that is. So during this right now, it should probably have music playing, but it doesn't because I've shut that off. But yeah. All right. So now that we're done with this, and I also wonder, actually, before we leave this, some of these voice actors that they had and stuff, I do wonder if they've had other work in other games. A lot of times you can find people who have and see them in other things. So, for example, not the original. So the original Patty in the Risen series, the very first Risen game, was Lena Headey, who's, was Cersei Lannister in Game of Thrones, among other stuff. She was also Mama, I think that was the full name, in Dread, the one that had the one in like 2013 or whatever it was. She's been in a few things. So, I mean, she's a big actress. Anyway, so Lena Headey was the voice actor for the original Risen game. Then in Risen 2, Lena Headey, they couldn't get Lena Headey again either. She was working on Game of Thrones, probably is the reason, but maybe she just got too expensive. I don't know the reason, but she was not Patty anymore for Risen 2. So they replaced that voice actor. Let me go ahead and quit this. Nope. And we're back. Okay. So yeah, so in Risen 2, they had to replace the voice actor for Patty, right? And so that went to Alex Wilton Regan. And she is the same voice actor or voice actress who was in what do you call it? Amnesia Rebirth. In Amnesia Rebirth, I think, right? Isn't she the one that did? Yeah, she was Tazi Trianon. I'm just confirming here. Yeah, she was Tazi Trianon in Amnesia Rebirth. So the main protagonist in that game. So, anyway, point is that she has gone on to do a lot of really cool, good quality work. Very, very, very talented voice actress. And so I'm just, because that's an example. There are others, of course, as well. That's an example of somebody whose voice acting quality, I guess you'd say, brought them, I don't know if accolades is the right word to use, but basically brought them, let me switch since we're just in talking mode now. Let me switch over to here. So, brought them at least enough recognition that they got for more work, right? So anyway, so my point is that I'd be curious if any of these voice actors from Sinking Island also got work elsewhere. In fact, I might be able to look that up. I can look up, for example, Risen 2. Let me see, Sinking Island. 2007 adventure mystery. That probably is it. Yeah. The cover art in the database where I'm looking it up doesn't match the primary game, but that's fine. So we can look at some of these others. Let's see. So this, Clara, Billy, Jack, Norm. I don't know really. I mean, some of these like Sonia, I'm not sure that we're really finding more. So he's in Siberia, the world before. He was in, looks like Heavy Rain. Also. He's in Hitman. He is in Song of Horror, which we're doing. Ernest Finnegan. We're not to him yet, to that part yet, but he's in that, so that's cool. So he is various voices for different things that we either have heard of or have played. Okay, that's cool. Then we get Jodie Forrest. That's Clara. Oh, sorry. So the last one. Let me go back to 2007. His in The Sinking Island. His voice was for Hubert de Nolan. Okay, so this is Clara. A lot of different voices, not stuff that I recognize necessarily, though. Really, Amy. I haven't played that. Yesterday, Mysterious Cities of Gold. 13. I haven't done any of these, so I don't know. Okay. And then Edie Crew. So in The Sinking Island, that's Billy. So not Edie, I guess it's Eddie, but it's Edie. So two D's. It is two D's. Okay, my bad. It doesn't have a whole lot more for him after that. Also, The Sinking Island. Yeah, this one has quite a bit more work. Let's see. So Jack Norm. He also in Heavy Rain. Amy as well, which is another one I've not done. Oh, he was Arkyle in Of Orcs and Men. I did that one way back in 2012. Forever ago, actually. Oh, he was one of the police officers. He was the officer, not just one of the general police, but the officer that you talk to in Beyond Two Souls. So he's in Styx, Master of Shadows. I haven't played that actually. I should, since I did of Orcs and Men originally anyway. So Master of Shadows as well as Shards of Darkness. But anyway. Yeah, so anyway, so it looks like some of these folks went on to do quite a bit of work. It's in Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. But interesting. Okay, anyway, enough of this. Sorry, I'm not trying to waste a whole bunch of time with stuff like this. I was just curious. Some of the voice acting was stronger, some of it was weaker. Part of the thing with voice acting, though, is it is dependent on directing. You might not think so initially. Like, if you just, if you're not used to looking at a lot of stuff like production side of video games and stuff, and you don't think about it all that much, you might not think so. But directing, games have a lot of directing that is needed as well. Okay, so I'm going to uninstall Sinking Island. Not that it takes all that much space, but we'll get rid of it anyway. The question is, let me go ahead and pull this up. So out of the games that we've just done, do I not have? Hang on. I don't have it. Oh, I see. Let me. I have that open already, do I not? Right here? Oh, it just wasn't or whatever. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so these are things that we've done, that we've done or not done. Okay. So I finished Sinking Island. We're currently doing Clem and Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. So the question is, what's the next thing to do? We have several of these. Don't know what I want to do next. Maybe let's do Whispering Willows. Whispering Willows was a fun one, and that wasn't too bad. I don't remember if that is one that requires my Xbox controller or not. I mean, we play already Clem, which does, I mean, it doesn't require, but that I'm using a controller for anyway. So let me see if I can. Whispering Willows, here we go. Bring this up here and get rid of the schedule, because we're not doing that from. I am missing. Okay, let me see. How am I going to do this? We do probably more like this one. Okay, so what is this? Overlay blue. Okay, that's what I'm calling it. Okay, so let me. Since I didn't know that I was going to be ready this quickly, let's just grab this. All right. That's probably fine. Where I am, how is, I need to move chat up some. And do that. And this also. I just. Okay, let me pull these other things up on top now. I'll put these down below that. Okay, and then I'll grab this. This. Apparently. Okay. Where is the logo? Here we go. Of that. Shrink it a little bit. And then grab the reading here. Move it like this. Actually, I'm gonna do this because this actually change this too. Yeah, let's do. My apologies. I didn't know we were gonna finish Sinking Island so soon. But I don't like to quit like more than a half an hour early, so let's just do this. Yep. And bring this across. to here. Okay. A little bit like that. Yeah, okay, that's probably good. Let me just make sure there's not anything else that I'm missing. I can get rid of that. I'll just remove this. No. That. Remove that. And move that. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull this up. That was really bad. Let me resize some, first of all. Something like that. Whoops, a little bit more there. Okay. And then also, it's way too big. Hang on. Okay. Hey, Silhouette, welcome. So we finished Sinking Island, and I'm just finishing setting up. We're going to do Whispering Willows. I didn't realize that I was going to finish Sinking Island quite so quickly. So I probably should have already had this ready, but I did not. So I'm just setting up the thing for Whispering Willows. All right. Load game. Okay, so just as a reminder, we are trying to find our father. And I can't remember for sure, but I think it's our father has been held captive. Anyway, and we've come to this area. It's like a countryside outside of a small town or whatever. And we've been specifically confronting different entities like spirits and things that might be haunting or whatever. But we're trying to locate our dad. We think he's been taken or he's hiding or something along those lines. He's got a threat against him. And during the Halloween stream, we got through, I don't know, that means we won't do any more outside, but we've got through most of, or pretty much all of the outside area part of hunting him down, helping other people with their problems and stuff. And so now we've actually made it at the very end of that stream. We made it inside the manor. And so now we're investigating the manor itself. Good thing the protagonist wasn't hindered by lack of medical knowledge. Yeah. You're talking about in Sinking Island? Or here? Sinking Island, I think is what you're referring to, right? Yeah, it was. So it turned out to be, well, I won't, okay, let me say it this way so that if, not you specifically, but if anybody else is going to potentially try to catch up or whatever, I'll give them an opportunity to avoid it. So in this mode, spoiler alert. So while I'm in this mode, I'm going to be saying the end of the Sinking Island game. If you don't want to hear it, then wait until I switch back to the Whispering Willows screen, and then I'll be done talking about the spoiler. So this screen is my spoiler screen for now, okay? So basically, there was flax oil in the drawer where the bullets and things were. Below, there's the cabinet that had the rifles and had all the ammunition. So there's flax oil down there, which was used to clean the stock of the rifles. So we took paper and got some oil from there. We did a comparison of that kind of orangish oil with an orange sticky substance on gloves that were for sure Marco's, that he had tried to shred in the technical workshop. When you compare the oil, both of those, the oils matched. So we for sure knew oil from the stock of the rifle, so from the wood part that goes against your shoulder, that part of the rifle, the wood of the stock of the rifle had been cleaned with the flax oil, and the flax oil was on Marco's gloves. In other words, the oil from the stock or the butt of the gun got on Marco's gloves when he shot it. So we had the rifle, we had the stock with the flax oil and a paper proving that. Okay. We had Marco's gloves that had the same thing. We also knew that Marco tried to get rid of his gloves, and it was Marco for sure, because also with the gloves that were shredded but got kind of jammed in the machine, there also was the security card of Simbi Lactar, who no longer worked there, who had whose card had been given to Marco by Lorenzo so that Marco would have some access. So Marco had the card for Simbi Lactar, who wasn't there anymore, who was there, but the card was in the shredder along with his own gloves, which had the oil. So we had the rifle with the oil, we had the oil on the gloves, we had the security card going with that, all with the gloves as well. So clearly he was trying to cover his tracks. We knew he was a marksman. Christina, his fiancée, confirmed that the gloves were his. And we had a plane ticket, or we had a receipt that the gloves were bought in Russia. And we had a plane ticket from Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States, to Moscow, Russia, Russian Federation. And then from Moscow to Salé, the island where the plane landed, and then they took a boat from the island over to where the hotel actually was. So we had evidence that the gloves were bought in Russia, which was a stop of the plane flight that Marco took. We had the gloves and the plane flight confirming purchase of the gloves, and that was assigned to Marco. We had the flax oil on the gloves and on the butt of the rifle. Marco was a good marksman. The gloves were for sure Marco's. All the evidence pointed to him. So at the very end, he confessed. Basically, when we went back to talk to him, he was gone. We finally found him on the top area where they were going to take the balloon and leave the island so that they didn't die when everything sank. And Marco was at the railing. He'd already knocked Lorenzo out and was basically about to try to take the balloon himself and leave the hotel. But instead, the hotel was sinking so badly, it shook. He fell over the railing. Then everybody got in the airship, and then they took off, and then the protagonist, our detective, talked about everything that went on so that you knew that he for sure was the killer. Okay. And so that's how that ended. So, anyway, and I didn't realize that we still had 45 minutes or something when I finished playing that. So I was not prepared for this because I didn't know we were going to finish quite so quickly. I did have to look up the one thing about one of the clues. If you've watched, then you'll know. But anyway, I had to look up something for one of the clues because I really was I I didn't realize that something was something I could interact with other than just looking at it and getting the detective to say something about it. So anyway, new note added. Okay, so we have the first 5 of 13 Wortham Willows notes. So, it's been a bit. I'm going to read the notes again, just so that we're all caught up on the running lore and everything of this. So let me. What? Why can I not? Oh, can I not? Interesting. Oh, I see. I have to back out of them to read them. I see. I can't just scroll up. Okay. So this is the first Wortham Willows. This is Whispering Willows. This is Wortham Willows is the actual area where we are. The Willows, called Wortham Willows, I guess. Anyway, so note 1. This day heralds the coming of a new dawn for me. The history books will sing my praises, and the world over shall know of my deeds. I set off to settle the savage West. With me, as always, is my trusted companion, Darby O'Halloran. It was enormous relief to know he would accompany me. He's far and away my most trusted friend. I don't know what I'd do without him. Along with us are 24 men that used to work for my father, who are now under my employ. They will be crucial in the grunt work along the way. Also with me, of course, is my beautiful bride, Martha, who demanded she join me. Staying here in New England, however, is young Marcus. He's already 16 years old, almost a man. He shall continue his education and apprentice under my own father. He could have no better a teacher, surely. The boy pleaded with me to come along, but I told him he needed to do what was right for the family business, that someone would need to look after it while I would establish myself in the West. He's a sharp lad, and understood well the necessity of a sacrifice. I embraced him more tightly than ever, as I dared to do, but he'd soon be a man, and I knew he could take it. Okay. My dearest Martha, remember that's his fiancée he was talking about. Fiancée, right? No, his bride, sorry. So his wife. My dearest Martha has fallen dreadfully ill. She's contracted a case of dysentery. The physician we brought with us believes she will live, but I am in a constant state of worry. Dysentery is where you have basically diarrhea constantly. You can't get it to stop, and so you slowly get dehydrated. It kills you slowly. Anyway, the physician we brought with us believes she will live, but I am in a constant state of worry. I care for her day and night. Surely she cannot care for herself. It pains me that she cannot see the beautiful land we pass through. I feel as though the sight would do her well, but the physician has warned that she mustn't move, nor be moved by any, else her fragile state could go into disarray. I pray to God that he will save her. I can do naught but wait and pray. And again, just because this is using some English that is not commonly used these days, like in contemporary times, nowadays. So not is nothing. So I can do nothing but wait and pray. This is not specific, like directed at any one individual, but because I know a lot of people who watch my stuff are like English as a second language. Some of them may or may not be familiar with certain terms. I try not to do this too much, but for some terms that maybe are very unusual, I'll try to define them for you. Anyway, okay. Note 3. All my prayer, all my devotion did nothing to save Martha. I do not even have the resources to build a proper casket for her. God has truly forsaken us both. I couldn't just leave her there in the desolate plains for the rats and maggots to have at her. No, I shall protect her even now, even in death. We were to carve a home together out of the wilds of the West. She will come with us, and shall not be interred until I've found a suitable place for her. If any man dares object to my decision to bring Martha with us, no matter his reasons, I shall in that very instant shoot him dead. So the problem here is, how long is it going to take you to find a place to settle? Because Martha might not be smelling so pretty after a short amount of time. I do believe we've found an opportune location for our new home. A verdant glade surrounded by rivers teeming with fish and an abundance of wild game. A complication exists, however. The glade is home to a tribe of savages called the Quantaco. As a reminder, these are journal entries from like somebody in the 1800s. So the stuff they say about like savages and stuff obviously would not fly today. But in the context of the time, this is how we would describe them. It is what it is. There was a lot of bigotry back then. Deal with it if you have a problem with it. Either don't watch me play this or just accept that people were less well educated about other cultures at the time and so less tolerant. It is what it is. It's history. So anyway, and because it's supposed to be set in that time, terms like that will be used. Okay, so they're called the Quantaco, though. Okay, I've heard tell that they are a peaceful folk, but it confounds my mind to think that savages with neither government nor laws could contain any amount of civility within their primitive brains. But I shall do my part as a member of the superior race. It sounds like we're like Germany 1930 or something. Anyway, but I shall do my part as a member of the superior race and extend to them the decorum upon which I was most robustly reared. I shall conduct myself as though I were at a business meeting with other refined gentlemen. Then, whoops, nope. Interesting. Stop. My controller is wigging out. It's going more than the one that I'm doing. I tap once, and it's like going several down. I wonder if that just means it's not plugged in properly or something. Anyway, that's interesting though. Okay, anyway, Wortham Willows 5. I met with a Quantaco shaman this morning, a man named Flying Hawk. We met to discuss the bartering of this land, but our conversation took a turn. He told me that this area was rife with spiritual power, that the veil between this life and the next was thinner here than elsewhere. We spoke of Martha, and he could help me to see her again. Are we going to, like, raise the dead or something? This sounds like a bad idea. I believed him, and he offered me his peace pipe. I mean, if this were like, you know, you'll see her someday in the beyond, that's different. But it sounds to me, based on this description, that he's going to try to resurrect her or something. That can't be a good idea. I wasn't sure, but the man told me that it would help me to free myself. Ah, the peace pipe, yeah. I partook of the strange smoke he gave me, and the man told me I must let go of her if I wish to see her again, that my spirit must be pure. Oh, so maybe it's just more of like a vision quest thing? I don't know. I'm a little unsure at this point now. Anyway. We sat in meditation for some time. My mind raced all the while. A bout of paranoia seized me, and I realized that what this medicine man was trying to do. He would have me abandon my hopes for the future, have me live a life of savagery. I knew he was trying to poison my mind. I would have wagered that the smoke was of nefarious intent as well. Oh, did you? You figured all that out on your own? Sure. Okay, right. Because obviously that's the conclusion to draw. Anyway, I refused to abide such insolence. I stood from my seat and challenged this necromancer to fight me, but he did not stir. I wrapped my head around his throat, and still he did not move. I squeezed until I felt the life leave from his body, and he slumped down. Oh, great, so you brought a curse on yourself by murdering the shaman of the people. That's... Jeez, this guy. Okay. I released my grip, and my fingers peeled from his skin as he fell back from me. I exited the teepee and gave my men the order to purge these vile savages from this earth, as God would command me to do. No, God would command you to leave them alone and treat them kindly. What are you doing, bro? Anyway, Darby even made his first kill. Which one's Darby? One of his men. Oh, I think he might... Is that one of the ones he talks about that he brought with him? Yeah. His trusted companion, Darby O'Halloran. That's right. Okay. All right. So Darby even made his first kill. I would be proud of him, but he trembled by his horse the rest of the battle. It was just a little girl. They're savages after all. Oh. Darby killed a little girl. Yeah, he should be shaking in his boots. Bro. A kid, really? I don't care what you think of the people. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway. So this guy is a scumbag, basically. I wonder actually now if Wortham Willows is his name and not... A willows normally is a type of tree, right? And so if you were to say something like the Willows, like plural, and like as a name of an area, it would mean basically like a forest that's mostly, or at least very largely, made up of willow trees. But now that I'm thinking about it, based on this, I think Wortham Willows is the name, the guy's name. Willows is the last name, and Wortham is his first name. Okay. So those are the first 5 entries out of 13. So we've got 1 in between the 2 we've got. So once I get 6, then I'll read 6 and 7. And then we've got still like another 7 of these lovely entries to read where the guy's not prejudiced or a bigot at all. Okay. Anyway, those were those. And then the first 2 of John Elkhorn. John Elkhorn, so it's a different person. I've been hired as groundskeeper of the Willows Mansion here in town. Yeah, so Willows is the last name, that's right. It's not my ideal work situation, but at least it's income for now. It should just be temporary for me anyway. But I can't stay unemployed with a family to provide for. I have to make sure I'll be able to send Elena to a good school and buy her the things she needs. Yeah, that's us. We're Elena, and this is our dad. He was the groundskeeper. That's right. That's what it was. And he disappeared. He stopped responding to letters or something like that. I was actually really lucky to come across this opportunity. The old groundskeeper suddenly decided he'd had enough of the place after 30-some years of watching over it. He quit on the spot. It was an immediate higher position. I don't have much experience with this kind of thing, aside from landscaping when I was 17 years old or so. But they needed someone, and it would appear as though I'm that someone. Nice. Okay. I mean, except that it seems that this place is haunted. Probably because of all the Quantaco murder that happened, but... I'd heard stories of this place when I was growing up from my grandparents, and we learned about its history in school. But I never knew who to believe. The stories from my family told a dark history of brutal genocide and inhuman enslavement of our people, the Quantaco natives. The history I learned in school was quite different. Wortham Willows, the forebear of this place, was depicted as an independently wealthy tycoon around whose endeavors the town sprouted. The thing is, I can see evidence for both sides of the argument, and that evidence is strewn about these grounds. Yeah, he might have been an independently wealthy tycoon. He also was a piece of garbage, but anyway. Flying Hawk, I believe Flying Hawk is the spirit that was with us, who we helped get back to his body. I think that was that spirit, is Flying Hawk. And we did that on the Halloween stream. We finished that part. Like we found his body and he was put to rest. Like he was able to rest forever because he was reunited with his body or whatever. And that was, I think, just before entering the mansion here, which is where we had saved. Okay, so Flying Hawk. And he was one of the Quantaco tribe natives, I think. Oh yeah, there you go at the bottom. High shaman of the Quantaco. Okay, anyway. I soared through the sky as I sat atop a great eagle's bald head. I was carried further up by the clouds until I sat with the stars. I watched as the gods molded the world and used their own bodies for the clay. They tore out their hearts for the earth's core, and their blood as the water we drink. we walk about their dirt flesh and rock bones. When all that was left were the hands they used to shape the world, their fingers became the trees that cover our land. It is to them that we owe everything. We must honor our eternal bond and live in harmony with the Great Spirit. The Great Realm calls me more often than it did before. As High Shaman of the Quintaco, I must heed its call and relate to my people what the Great Spirit has shown me. Okay. The great eagle returned and took me into its bare crown again. We flew into the air and rested on the clouds. I could see beyond the horizon, and what I saw choked the breath from my lungs as my heart was wrenched from my chest. The earth turned in on itself, and so too did my skin. The world was in certain upheaval. Pale figures marched across the land and brought with them blankets of death that covered my people as they slept. I think that's referring to at least in the United States, it's very well known. I don't know how well it's known outside of the United States, but that typhoid, basically colonizers had typhoid, but because they had been from the old world, they had a certain resistance to it, right? Their immune systems were used to fighting it off. So even though they colonized, people would get sick, sometimes really sick, and some would die, but sometimes they get really sick. Most of the people that got it would survive, like the Europeans would survive. It became then a very sinister, a very evil strategy for some of them to take blankets that they knew had I think typhoid is a virus, but it might be a bacteria. I think it's a virus though. Anyway, some blankets that were infected with typhoid, and they would give those blankets to the Native Americans, to the Indians, American Indians, as if it were a gesture of goodwill, like a kindness, but they were doing it on purpose to infect the natives to kill them. And that's a well-known bit of shame from America's past. Anyway, we nowadays we look at that as a very, very shameful thing. We're really disappointed in the people from the past who did that. Point is, though, it sounds like that might have been what was going on here. Because he says, pale figures, probably, Caucasians, Europeans, marched across the land and brought with them blankets of death. So maybe the typhoid infected blankets that covered my people as they slept. Now he is seeing this before they run into any white people. So they've not yet met Wortham Willows and his group. So they've not yet, he's had this vision as he interacts with, soars with this eagle in spirit or whatever. So he sees this vision. That's what's going on here. I saw plumes of dust darken the sky. No plants grew, and giant black rivers cut across the land like infected veins. Monstrous-looking beasts of metal and industry will fill our land and destroy the bonds we have worked so hard to nurture. So, probably a combination of trains and also maybe steamboats that would go very far west up rivers until they could not go any farther, and they'd bring soldiers with them and stuff. That's probably what that's talking about. Combination of trains and the steamboats that did that. Okay. Oh. Okay, so that was 1 and 2. Yeah, so now 3. See, this thing goes crazy, and to be fair, I bought a cheap controller because I couldn't find my controller that I already had before, but still, it's going crazy. Okay, let's calm down a little bit. Okay, note 3. So this is continuing after the last one. It's been many a year since the great bald eagle visited me. Its visit is always a sign. I must take great care to decipher the meaning of my vision. The pit in my stomach warns of what could be if I do not. I flew once more with the great bald eagle. So this is, I think, his third vision he's described now. But this time, he did not show me what was, or what will be. No, Instead, he showed me what already is. We traveled east, so toward where the colonists would be, over on the east coast of the United States. We traveled east across the land to where the white men live in their busy cities with their busy lives, right? Like New York, Washington, D.C. Well, Washington, D.C. wouldn't have been big. Baltimore, Boston, those kinds of cities. Anyway, they are removed from the Great Spirit's presence, ruled by a different God, one that manifests their destinies. The doctrine of manifest destiny. It's our destiny to conquer this savage land and put our influence everywhere, was the doctrine in the 1800s. Anyway, I could see the spread of these people. Like a sickness within the body, they grow and expand. I saw trails before them that blazed with fire and gold and glimmered in the men's eyes, and they were entranced by it. It is their fortunes they saw within the fires that these white men desire. Riches these men shall seek, but only turmoil and death shall they find. I awoke violently from my trance, my blankets drenched in sweat. We must ready ourselves for their coming. We must be the cure for their sick spirits. If not us, then whom? The duty falls to my people. We are those who have been shown the way. We must protect our way of life, not through violence, but through a communion with nature and with one another. Okay. 4. At last they come. It was foretold to me years ago. Visions are still fresh within my mind. We've heard from tribes we trade with. The white man is on his way. Their expeditions into the west have come and gone, and they have found it a place worthwhile. The other tribes bring news of the east. What we have heard does not bode well, but it aligns with what the great bald eagle showed me. We have heard tell that the white man is violent, that he kills indiscriminately for gain and for pleasure, heedless of his God's laws. We must now do more than ever to show the white men that we can live together in peace. We are all creatures of this earth, and we share in that common bond. We shall accept them as the brothers to us that they are. A group of young braves spied a party of white men coming from the east. We do not yet know anything about them. It is my hope that they will be of no danger to us. However, we must ready ourselves for action, if need be, all the while presenting open arms to these new friends. We prepared food so that our visitors may share in our bounty. We wish to welcome them. Some of the women and children have prepared themselves to flee if these men turn violent, something I asked of them to do. I hate to think it, but we will need people to continue our line. Among these women and children are my daughters, granddaughters, and grandsons. If I cannot save myself, I can at least save them. But I have no doubt these white men will regard us well. So long as we show ourselves to be welcoming and civilized, they will see us as their own. Yeah, that did not go over well, did it? And then Fleur LaRue, and I don't remember who this is. I arrived in California last week and have luckily already managed to find work for myself. I'm a dancer in the local saloon. It is not the glamorous life here I had imagined, but it is something, and that is all I need for now. The saloon also runs a brothel in its walls, but I could never resort to such a profession. Most of the town is owned by a man named Wortham Willows. Yes, that is the man's name. I have not seen the man, but his name is on the lips of almost all I meet. He even owns the saloon where I work. There are rumors about him, some good, some bad. I do not know which to believe. I wonder, since Wortham Willows lost his wife to dysentery, I wonder if he ends up with Fleur LaRue. Maybe that's why we're getting notes from her? I'm not sure. Anyway, okay, so that was that note. Female bust. Wonder who this could be. That might be, depending on the relationship, that might be Fleur LaRue. Maybe. Yeah, see, this is going crazy. I don't know why it wants to go much farther than I ask it to go. Well, that didn't last very long before my controller started going buggy. I wonder, though, if between this stream and tomorrow's first stream, if I reboot my machine, maybe it'll cure the bugginess in the controller. We'll see. Statue. This is awesome. Maybe Wortham didn't have such bad taste after all. I mean, I don't know if I go that far. He said some pretty horrible things, but okay. Okay, so we had that. Okay, so we can go spirit mode up there. And I don't remember how we do spirit mode. I think it's X, but I don't remember for sure. Photos. Yeah, it looks like nothing else here. Yeah, there we go. We'll go up there. Let's see. Press A to talk. Claire O'Halloran. My poor Darby! His murderer was never found, despite my efforts. I was looking into his death, but something stopped me. To this day, I don't know what it was. Please help me, Elena. I can't rest until his murderer is found. Rutrow? That could be a problem. Because if his murderer is aggressive, he might be in serious trouble. Oh, I can pick up the note in this form? Interesting. Even though the note's a physical thing, but okay. Oh, John Elkhorn 3. Okay. So, yep, okay. I'm among the few remaining of my bloodline, descended from a line of powerful shaman. I may not have the powers they once did, but my attunement with nature remains the same. It's taken me some time to recognize it, but there's a subtle energy at play here that permeates the very air I breathe. The veil between the planes of life and death in this place is thin. Spirits seem to pass between planes as though through osmosis. It's almost indescribable the way I can feel their presence here. I want to know what it all means. And as a reminder, John Elkhorn, our character is Elena. John Elkhorn is Elena's dad, the groundskeeper who's disappeared. Okay. Oh, we can go up there as well. Oh, let's interact with this first. Oh, right. That'll allow us later to walk across that. I don't know what that lever's going to be for. Let's go back into our normal body and just hit X again. There we go. And then we'll walk through and go back. I do wonder that statue's going to come alive suddenly. Darby O'Halloran. Who's that entering this mansion? You best be speaking with me first. Yeah, I already... Oh my gosh. I already did speak with you. Crazy lady, I already spoke with you. Yes. I guess I'm not allowed to go up the stairs right now. Apparently. Male bust. No idea who this is. Okay. Interesting. So I guess we're not going up the stairs for a bit, because as soon as I try to move with our physical body, she says that we need to talk to her first, and I can't actually go up, so... Belongs in a museum, the gramophone. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Why is this glow? Oh, we interact here. Press A to talk. Darby O'Halloran. Oh, right. He was the one saying we need to talk to him first. We talked to his wife or whatever, or sister, or whoever she was. The other O'Halloran lady at the other side. This was the one that was saying, I see. Oh, it's just a wee lass. Wortham's me best mate. You won't be getting past me. He don't want to see the likes of you. Me wife's more inclined to wasting time with little girls. New diary entry added. Darby Hollering. I met a huge man inside the mansion named Darby. He has a strange accent that sounds Irish, but I'm not quite sure. He didn't want to talk to me much, but he did mention someone named Wortham. I think Wortham was the man who owned this mansion. We learned about him in school. He helped to create our town. I don't know why that Darby guy would mention him, but he didn't want to tell me much. He even yelled at me, so I left him alone. I don't know why he'd be so mean to a little girl. Willow's family. Wortham, Martha, and Marcus. So Martha is the one who died of dysentery. And then Marcus is the son who was left behind, I guess. Open the door. That one's locked. Okay. Yeah, so that's where the other woman is. She wants us to find her killer. Nothing over here. I don't think there's something that will show up when you're a spirit that will not show up. I mean, sorry. I don't think there's something you can interact with. If you can interact with it as spirit, like something physical, not another ghost, but something physical, you can interact with it as a spirit. I don't think there's an instance where the spirit can do it, but the physical body cannot. I think it's more talking to ghosts, that kind of thing. But what was this? Oh, that's up down the stairs. Yeah. Floor gave way here. This place isn't very safe. Up or down to move the switch? Ah. I see. Okay, we'll take the ladder. Ooh, creepy attic. Move the commode with A. I don't know why I would. Oh, maybe I couldn't get through the hole before? I don't know. Okay, let's go back down. Trophy room key. Oh, I see. And that could bring it back up to my body. And then we can open the door from the other side. I think is what's going on. A to end possession. Yeah, okay. Wow, this kid has such fine detail. Okay, down, down. Come on. Down. There we go. Apparently it wasn't getting over the ladder well enough to be able to actually go down. Yeah, And the trophy room is, I think, this other side. Where this door was shut still. There we go. Trophy room. This doesn't look like much of a trophy room. Maybe it's just the hallway to it? No? Still don't see. I don't know. Okay. Darby O'Halloran. So the man who is yelling at... Man's ghost who's yelling at us. Darby O'Halloran, 1 of 6. Today is a day of excitement, to be sure. I'm travelling off with my best mate, Wortham Willows, to the great unsettled west. We seek our fortunes there, and I dare say we will face many a danger. I have heard tales of beasts and the savages that await us. Wortham is but a gentleman, and lacks my size, so I feel it my duty to protect him along our journey. Without him and his, I do not know what would have become of my family. The Willows give us work when none other would. I feel it is my duty to keep him safe, no matter what happens. I will shoulder his burdens as best I can. Interesting. Oh, what? Stop. Oh, that's up, down for the stairs. Yeah. Okay, nothing more over that way. I was thinking there was something with that statue with the horse, but I guess not. Okay, we've not gone through any doors that go back in dimension, like a 2.5D environment is what we're in. We've not done anything that goes back, so I don't know. Okay, so we have this. There's the elevator or something like that that Darby O'Halloran is currently guarding. There is one other door. It's all the way downstairs, though. But I don't want to miss. So let's go back down and see. I'm pretty sure there's another door. Like, basically right at the very beginning, pretty much. Those doors there go outside. But I thought there was one other. Yeah, here. Here we go. No, that one's locked. I think that was the only other one so far, other than the one up the stairs. I'm pretty sure that's the only other one. Okay, so we'll wait on that. You don't think Wortham is worthy? I know, right? Guy's a total scumbag. Even for the time, talking about him like he does, and just like outright attacking him, there were plenty of people who were not that bad back then. The guy's just like super psychotic, and the environment of, you know, these other people were not aware of their customs and stuff, so there's some degree of fear because it's the unknown, right? So that environment allowed people that were garbage like Wortham to just go crazy with their views on stuff. It was pretty bad. That one's locked. Okay. Ah, here's where the trophies are. Huh? I thought it said something. Oh my. And up, down to climb stairs. There's another note. Oh, John Elkhorn 4. Okay, so the 4th one from our dad. I've enjoyed delving into the mysteries of this place. There's so much to learn, and I'm not referring to all the books and pieces of history that just collect dust. No, I speak of something else entirely. When I was a boy, my grandfather taught me to commune with nature, that it was the most spiritual endeavor I could hope to perform. At the time, I didn't understand what he meant, but spending time here has opened my eyes to the truth of the old man's sage words. I can admit in these pages that I've seen things no other living man has seen. I ventured beyond the mortal coil and found the other side. I've come back, but not wholly unscathed. I feel marks upon the fabric of my soul, but what that means, I don't know yet. Damn, that doesn't sound good. Like, I don't know if you ever saw, there was in the 1980s 80s. I think it was late 1980s, early 1990s. Might have been early 1990s. There was a movie called Flatliners where a group of medical students, they were technically doctors already, but they were still going through their residency, so still their like proving time before they were full-fledged doctors. Anyway, they were interested to see like what might be beyond death and if they could have more evidence about what was there. So they would kill themselves, like they would basically, so not like in a barred on YouTube kind of way, but they would basically like make themselves die with the, like one of them, let's say there were 4 doctors, I think there were 4. One of them would make themselves die. The other 3 would be there and they would wait for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. So that they were, so the first doctor was officially dead, but that they could still bring them back. Like they could use, you know, like they could use, what do you call it? The pads where they clear and you, I don't remember, for some reason I can't remember, think of what they're called, but the pads, you put them on the chest, you say clear, and then it resuscitates the person, like gets their heart going and stuff. Anyway, so the other 3 doctors would manage that kind of thing and bring the one who had died back. But in all of the cases, so all 4 of the doctors eventually did go beyond, and all 4 of them brought something back with them. So anyway, so that sounds like that might be a similar kind of thing here. Oh yeah, that's locked. That's why I would want to do this, right? Ooh. Well, there's something looks like maybe dangerous in there. Beady eyes. Nice reference to the Wizard of Oz with a bear. Not as obvious as Indiana Jones reference with the gramophone. Stop. But here's the question now. Am I about to die because I'm going to go past this scary thing? Yeah. See, our amulet's glowing red. I think that tells me danger. I don't know how I manage that, like what I do. Let's put that on hold for now. There might be an item I need or something to get past there. What? Bed frame? Did someone sleep up here? Oh, we can interact with? Who is this? Emiko Minami. Ohio. I am one of Witham's many guests. A pleasure to meet you. I see. So, just a greeting so far. Nothing else to say, at least right now. Okay. Another note. Fleur Larue, 3 of 5. Let's not read that right now because I want 2 of 5 so we get stuff in order. It's better that way for understanding things, I think. But this does seem to be a problem. It looks like we might have to go past that beast anyway. And I don't know. Well, here we go. We'll find out if we die, I guess. I wonder, hang on. Is there a... Let me see if there's a run. Switch forms, interact, movement. Hold to run, left and right bumper. Yeah. So I might be able to run past it. Nope, not what I meant. Not what I meant. Not what I meant. Not what I meant. what was... How did I... Well, I don't see a save. I think it's an autosave, so we'll... Okay, down. So there's definitely something in the hole. I guess maybe as long as we don't go up to the hole, we'll be okay. It didn't attack us, so... What a cute bison. I just want to take it with me. This is 3 of 6 for Darby O'Halloran. So again, skipping some of the stuff in between. Easily recognizable as Japanese because can't say Ohio correctly. Wow. Yeah. So many old books. I wonder what they're about. Whoa, what's this? A letter from Wortham. Letter to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, I have sent this letter in secret. I need your help as well as your silence. Darby O'Halloran has died. By my hand. His madness had overtaken his mind. Though he was my best and longest friend, I cannot bring myself to handle his corpse. And I have a room and a casket in the catacombs that I want you to place his body in. I shall visit it later. I also ask that you keep the grave unmarked. You are the only one I can trust with this task, Jeremiah. I once again request your silence on this matter. Wortham Willows. So Wortham Willows is not only goes crazy and is a major bigot, he's also just an outright murderer. He just murders people. He didn't just kill the... What was it? The Kawaka? No. What was the... Oh. Quantaco. Not only did he just murder the Quintacos with, like, just sending all his men to just suddenly attack him, but he also apparently killed Darby, who was, at least for a time, was loyal to him. Interesting. And not in a good way, by the way. Just saying. The guy was an all-around scumbag. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, I see. Can I even go back without getting attacked? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Guess I'm gonna have to wait. Maybe I'm checking out the hole when it's away. Maybe that's what's going on? I'm not sure. I wonder if I can use the shovel on it? Maybe squish it? I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to get past it otherwise. What was... I thought Y was... Old rusty shovel. It's not letting me grab it to potentially wield it to crush that. So I don't know what it's expecting me to do. I come over here, but I can't go anywhere else. I don't know. I wonder if I'm just supposed to run. Can I? Oh, this? No. So I can't run, I guess, unless it prompts me? Because when I try it, when there's no, like, danger around or whatever, it doesn't actually do anything. So it does not come down the stairs. What if I... Oh, it went back in its hole and then came out again. I see what happened. Right, so it's only danger as long as it's wandering around, but if it goes back in its hole, then I'm fine. I see. I would personally end the friendship if said friend killed me. Yeah. But the problem is that that Wortham had Jeremiah do the killing. So Darby still doesn't know that Wortham had him killed. Darby thinks that Jeremiah killed him. He doesn't think that Wortham killed him. So... interesting. That's back through the door. That's locked. There was not a key. Okay, we can do this, right? And go up and around. Didn't remember if there was a key, but I guess there's no key to open that door. So we just always do this, I suppose, to get over there. Which means that what we've saw before is pretty much what there is. There's not anything else beyond that. Yeah. So we're done. I think we're done with this then. You know what I'm assuming you have nothing else to say, right? Just same thing? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay. So go back here. So there's nothing more here. Oh, I didn't need to fly all the way back. Actually, I could just hit X, I think, and just exit it out. But that's fine. Okay. So we'll go through here again. Trying to think where we have or have not already been. It might be the next step. I don't know, but it might be the next step to go talk to Darby and show him the letter that we have. Or something. I'm not sure. But that might be a thing. Can't... So why inventory and then B? Interesting interaction. That's not what I would have assumed in ordering, but... Okay, what's that you brought me? What's that you brought me? No. No. They're lies, I tell you. Lies. Wortham wouldn't do this. You're just trying to poison me against him. Poison. We were having scotch last I remember. But it doesn't matter. Why don't you just leave me alone? Bugger off, little girl. Leave me alone. My wife Claire babysits. Go bother her, girl. Okay. So now we need to go talk to the wife again. She will probably have more to tell us. So, and it's fair, right? It's understandable, maybe I should say, that she might not, or that he might not be all that willing to accept that this guy he looked up to, scum though the guy was, actually ended up offing him. I could see that being a point of confusion, and you might not want to believe it. There was one other that knew of Wortham's deed. Before I met my end, I was to have a secret meeting with him. Toolshed, 4 o'clock in the morning. He was going to tell me everything. So now we need to go out to the tool shed. I don't know about the 4 o'clock in the morning part, but now we need to go out to the tool shed, I think, is the next thing. I thought we already were at the tool shed, but maybe we couldn't do anything with it before. I don't remember. Tool shed, huh? I don't remember which side of the mansion it's on either. Goes to the back. There's the tool shed. "4 o'clock," she said. Can I... It's problematic when it does this weird, I gotta keep going around thing. Maybe that? That's close enough, yep. A to talk. Oh. Okay. Well, that's unexpected. Jeremiah Mode. I ain't supposed to tell, but Mr. Wortham asked for my help one night. I dug a grave for Mr. Darby. I've kept it a secret till now, but I couldn't hold it in anymore. I buried him deep in the catacombs in a locked room where no one would find him. You can have the key to the room. I just want to wash my hands of the whole thing forever. So now I got to go to the catacombs again, because we've already been to the catacombs before. I buried him deep in the catacombs in a locked room where no one would find him. Of course, spirit men can end life with own hands only when victim won't resist. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. New diary entry also? With friends like these. I can't believe it. That man Wortham, he and Darby were best friends and he killed poor Mr. Halloran. Why? Why would he do that? They were best friends. They never mentioned in school that he was a murderer. They only said the nicest things about him, how he helped to tame this wild land, and how it was thanks to him that our town existed. I'm not sure what to believe anymore. Yeah, with friends like these, right? Total scumbag. I don't remember the catacombs. I think they're in the back of the mansion, but I don't remember for sure. That's the guest house. This is not the same thing. Well, actually, the catacombs might be underneath the guest house. I'm trying to remember now. I actually don't remember how we enter them. That's a conservatory. I don't know. Is there a map? I don't think there's a map function, right? No. So I have to... Wait. Diary, notes... No. Because notes are just these. Diary, that, yeah. Okay, I don't remember how to get the... Oh, so... Not through the conservatory, because we still have to cut those vines to be able to go farther. That goes to the front of the mansion. That's the observatory. Okay, so... I think the catacombs might be through the guest house, then. Wait, what is this? Oh. Petty Officer Holmes. I tried to take my girl into the old Willows Conservatory, but didn't have anything to cut the vines with. Right, okay. Yeah, and I don't currently have anything to cut them with. Closest I have is the shovel. It's not gonna cut it. Trying to like dig into the vines to break it through. Oh, the catacombs might be in the garden, actually. Okay, what is this? Bench? Don't have time to rest yet. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's go this. See what the thing is here. Skyflower. Did you see the white men? I'm picking flowers for them. Flying Hawk says we should be peaceful. Damn, bro. And that just knocks it home even farther. Even more. Wortham wouldn't get song from a genie about you never had a friend like me, because he would think all his friends like all his friends like he owned them. Yeah, to treat them all. Yeah. What a neat old fountain. I'm surprised it still works. Here are the catacombs. Damn, bro. Damn. Okay, we go back through here again. This was not a great place when we were here last time. So that's awesome. Not curious enough to look inside. There's a door that apparently we have to open. Oh yeah, go through the opening. There previously was something that chased us. I don't remember now. If it's like, I don't know if it's still going to be here. I just remember getting chased and being like, ah! Trying to run away. Okay. What is this? Hole in the wall? What could have made this? Yeah. Nothing friendly. Guarantee you, nothing friendly. Come on down. There we go. What was Coffin of Jeremiah Mode? Here we go. Coffin looks like it was made in a rush. Oh, that's Jeremiah's coffin. Yeah, that's not the one we want. Okay, so we found Jeremiah's coffin, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for Darby O'Halloran's coffin. What's this? Oh, pull the switch. That'll shut that door again. But there's nothing. Come on. My controller's being buggy still. Hopefully it doesn't get me killed, because my controller won't move the way I want it to. Go through the opening. Let's not do that yet. We've not finished with here, as far as I know. Willard Hagar. Rip Willow's estate groundskeeper. Ceiling crack. Alright. I guess do this again and see if... Yeah. I think that was before, when we were here earlier, so we could get through and then pull. Because this door was shut, so we went up through the ceiling and across, and then we pulled this lever to open the door, I think is what it was. So, we've been there, don't need to do that. Okay, so, maybe we go through the opening here. I don't know. With the bloody key. Fantastic. New dangers. That's exactly what I wanted. Bloody shirt. Oh my gosh, his shirt is so stained in blood. Do I just want to go through the opening? What is my... I don't remember if there's a place that shows me what my... The blood on the shirt can't be Dad's. It's too old. Oh, let's go back through here. See if we can get out of here and use what we've got so far. No guarantees, though, that we don't need to come back. This way, right? And up. Yeah. Okay. See if we have enough with that. I don't know who we're going to try to show this to. Is it Jeremiah, who said he just wanted his hands clean of it? Or is it Darby inside? I don't know. Jeremiah might not be around anymore. He might have taken off after he gave us the key. That was the one person saying that they were trying to get in the conservatory, the conservatory, and couldn't, but let's try. I think Darby makes the most sense, and if it's not, or Darby or his wife, and if there's not something with that, then Madame Loge. Oh my, it's been quite chilly as of late. Mitchell Hirsch, please take my coat. A lady such as yourself shouldn't go cold. Why, such a gentleman? I thank you kindly, sir. Oh, I assure you, miss, the pleasure is all mine. Interesting. Okay. Excuse me. Back at the mansion. My shirt. I always wore it. Ever since that day. The day of the massacre. But what are you doing with it? You're like that little girl in the garden. Always reminded me of the past. Do I need to go talk to a little girl in the garden then? That's what it sounds like. Let me go try to talk to his wife just really fast. Hang on. B. Tattered remains. Words don't work to describe how I'm feeling. I feel so hopeless. Everything I've learned about the past makes it seem horrible. And that's where we all come from. If this is where we came from, how can we hope to do any better? We've all killed each other selfishly for generations, and right now, it doesn't seem like it's going to get any better. There has to be something better than all this. There just has to be. I'll find it. If it doesn't exist, I'll create it. Yeah. So if you want a different future for yourself, you shape it with your actions. You make a different future. I don't know that she's going to have anything, but we'll try. There was one other that knew of Wortham's deed. Before I met my end, I was to have a secret meeting with him. Oh, that's the same one that we already did. Okay. Yep. Okay, that's the one we already did. Okay. Oh, I guess that's true. Schmeckett was in the tool shed, wasn't he? So maybe I go back, talk to Jeremiah in the tool shed. I forgot where I saw him. I was thinking in the yard, but he was actually in the tool shed. Which is... over this way. Oh. That's the same. Okay. Okay. Never mind. So, now we go back to the garden and look for the girl, I guess. Because he had said... Darby had talked about a girl in the garden. We're just like the little girl in the garden. So... Wrong way. Garden's over this way, that's right. So we'll look for a little girl, look for our little thing to glow, I guess, and talk to a girl spirit. Nobody this way. This obviously is a place with an extremely dark past, right? Oh, no, that's the woman who is supposed to gather flowers. It's not a little girl though. Let's talk to her anyway. Maybe she's more than just gathering flowers. Oh, you've met the white man. Help me pick flowers for him. I need 3 more flowers to finish my bouquet. Okay. Garden maze? Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, hopefully I don't get lost in the maze, I guess. Soaring bouquets. Through all the drear of this place, I met a little girl, and she's actually happy. She's just the cutest thing. I like her a lot, maybe even more than Flying Hawk. Makes me sad, though. I don't think she knows she's dead. Her name is Skyflower, and she told me she's gathering flowers for the white men. I miss coming here with Mom and Dad. They used to pick flowers as a little girl, just like Skyflower. I might help her pick some flowers. Maybe to cheer me up some. I don't know where we're... Hopefully they stand out well enough that I can see where the flowers are. Try to pick them. Oh. Oh, here we go. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go through this one more time again. Then we'll read the... Whoops. We'll read the first part again so we can continue on. Okay. Today is a day of excitement, to be sure. I'm traveling off with my best mate, Wortham Willows, to the great unsettled west. We seek our fortunes there, and I dare say we'll face many a danger. I've heard tales of beasts and the savages that await us. Wortham is but a gentleman and lacks my size, so I feel it my duty to protect him along our journey. Without him and his, I do not know what would have become of my family. The Willows give us work when no one other would. I feel it is my duty to keep him safe no matter what happens. I will shoulder his burdens as best I can. Then 2. My hand shakes as I write. This day has been the worst day of my life. We went to see the savages, to find which rumours proved to be true and which false. Some said they were a violent folk, while others claimed them to be peaceful. I cannot say which to be true. We waited outside the shaman's teepee, while Wortham sought his counsel inside. He was different when he came out. I do not know what it was that I sensed in him, but he was a changed man. He told the men to kill everyone, and they galloped off with grins on their faces. I stayed put. A little girl ran towards us with flowers in her hands. He told me to do it. He said she would grow up to murder my sons in their sleep. But I cannot bring myself to shoot her. She got too close for my rifle, and he kept yelling at me to just be a man and do it. I brought my gun up and brought it down upon her. She fell to the ground, and I knew she was dead. I walked to my horse and was sick. I stayed out with the rest of the fighting. All the men, Wortham included, looked at me differently now. I see the disdain for me plain on their faces. I know they whisper about me behind my back, calling me a coward and worse things I will not repeat here. Wortham has given me a job as supervisor of the mines, as good a job as I could hope. It would seem as though they would want simply to lump all the immigrants together. I still see that little girl in me dreams, and the look on her face as she realized what I was doing. I see her when I walk into town, but it's never her. My mind is playing tricks on me, and I do not know how long I can stand it. Seeing her troubles me to no end, and I awaken in the wee hours of the morning drenched in sweat, my heart racing. I still have me shirt from that day, and I wear it under me clothes at all times to remind me of my evils. Damn. That poor guy. He really got messed up by that experience. That sucks. Alright. What's this? Oh, monument? What is this thing? A bell? A top hat, maybe? I don't know. Through the opening. Oh, sure. Let's see. Can I go to the right? No. Okay. This is a garden maze, so I very easily could get lost trying to go through here. Crawl, crawl, crawl. Hubert Mann. You could say I'm in limbo by the looks of me. Ha! I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Hey, fuchsia flower. What a pretty flower. Okay, so we got one. This opening. Nothing over there that I can get to. Male bust? Male bust. That's kind of funny, right? Maybe? I don't know. Door's locked, huh? There's just the one other opening on here. I'm just trying to get my bearings, make sure I don't lose my way. Yeah, just the one other opening. So it's just opening to opening so far. It's not actually a maze so far. Nothing that way, okay. Ah, here's where we get maze. 3 different ways to go. Alright. Well, let's go through the first way. So we'll get too far along before we go back through. So this opening. Yep. Okay. Opening number 1. Okay, dead end that way. Another note. Darby O'Halloran 5, so we'll pause before reading that because we want 4 before we... Otherwise, 5 might not make any sense, disconnected from all the other events. We're missing stuff that happened in between. Okay, so that's the first opening. So the second one... Okay, we have a key. Look at the neat flower on the key. Okay, so still not really a maze, because these are just dead ends. So there's only this way. Yeah, just this last way to go. So still not really tricky. Not that I'm complaining, I'm just saying. It's good, maybe, that it's not really tricky, because then I can just find my way through. No problem. Thorny bush. Oh, I know what I need for that. I think I need probably Was it this one or the screen before it? There was a pitchfork. Probably should have just grabbed it while I was there. I did not. Or, no, it was here, yeah. Nope, I can't actually grab it. That's probably why I did not grab it initially, because I could not. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if that means I just go into ghost mode and go through there. Now that you said that a while ago, though, Silo, I'm like, oh, happy is your restaurant, and I'm your maitre d'. Come on, whisper what it is you want. You ain't never had a friend like me, huh? Can I go through here? No, I still cannot. Okay. Do I have something on me that'll work with that? I don't think so. Surely the shovel's not going to work. Thorny bush. An animal could probably clear these thorns, but I don't think I can. And if I do this, yeah, I still cannot. Okay. An animal. An animal? What animal? There's the scorpion thing in the catacombs. I probably don't need that because I don't think I can catch that, right? It was a danger to me. Hang on. Let me go back to each of these and make sure there's not an animal I missed of some kind. So it's just a general sound effect. I thought for a second my medallion glowed, but no. And this one was just the note, I think. Interesting. Okay, but there was... Oh, hang on. Hang on. Because I have that key now, right? Isn't that... Will that not get me through? There's a door or something, I think. Maybe not this way, though. That's just that. Yeah, okay, so it's not here. Where's the door? I don't remember now. Not here. Yeah. None of these. Okay, so it is farther on. I thought so, but I was like, maybe I'm misremembering what is in each of those little kind of, not really alcoves, but kind of like little recesses or whatever, or openings. Here we go. Here's the door. Sure, I'm not finding all that many flowers for wandering through a garden maze specifically to try to find flowers, but okay, this is... Oh, here we go. Here's 4. Okay, so continuing. Despite all my troubles, I've managed to find myself a woman. Claire is her name. I reckon she has to be the prettiest lass in town. Like me, she hails from Ireland. When we met, we knew it was love. We married just last Tuesday. Neither of us could be happier together. She knows of me past, and she helps me through my terrors in the night. She holds me and tells me everything will be right again. I do not know what I would do without her. She's my reason for living anymore. Stop. The image of that girl yet haunts me. I feel the need to find some solace from Yax. I have been looking for any of the Quantaco that may have survived the massacre. I found some survivors, but Wortham does not know of them. He can never find out they exist. I'm unsure as to what he would do if he found out about them. They are but a loose group, yet they remain. I prostrated myself to them, inviting their punishment for my misdeeds. But they would have none of it. They've instead allowed me to learn about them. The little girl I killed, her name was Skyflower. Why, I do not know, but having a name to place to her brings me some measure of comfort. When I see her in me dreams, I can call her out by name. Yeah, he wasn't a bad guy. Just thought somebody was a friend who was not even remotely close to an actual friend. Okay, we came through that door, so here's the first one. Trumpeting statues. Statues are playing for one another. How neat. Oh. Cool. Didn't really get to look at the others, I don't think. Female bust. She looks like a goddess of some kind. Uh-oh. This one's broken? I wonder how the statue broke when all the others are still standing. Possess the purple flower. There we go. And we will bring it through the opening. Oh, there we go. Purple flower. There we go. Ooh, I've been looking for you. Okay, so one more flower. And then we have the 3 we were going to get for her. And is the last this way? Yeah. Okay. Huh. Should immediately go through another opening. Looks like. Okay. Make sure, but the hedge here I think blocks me, right? Yeah. Another note. Wortham Willows 6. Great, more of this garbage. Okay, so we left off in our Super Bigot legacy with yeah, he was untrusting and said the smoke was nefarious intent. And so he killed him, and then he told everybody to kill the Quantaco. So that's that one. Okay, so, whoops. So 6. We dug great pits to dump the corpses of the savages. Uncivilized folk don't deserve civilized graves, after all. For that traitorous shaman, however, I reserved a special grave. I've allowed his body to rot in the sun while we dug our well. I had him buried deep down where not even the worms will reach. We lost only 3 men in the assault, which any lieutenant in war would consider acceptable. One of the draft horses fell through the earth as she pulled a load behind her. We investigated and found she had fallen into a pit that led to a series of underground caves. Excuse me. I've decided that we shall entomb the dead men there, and it will be used as a mausoleum for my estate. For my dearest Martha, I had a great coffin built at the entrance of the catacombs, so that I may easily come and visit her whenever I choose. 1 second. Throat got dry. Walls of the caves contain veins of possibly precious metals, and we will all use it as a foundation for our mining. It will expand in time. This is the beginning of my good fortune. Sure, bro. Marcus, remember, Marcus is the son, Wortham's son. Young Marcus wishes to visit me here, but I've taken up residence inside a meager farmhouse that I commissioned the men to build for me. I do not wish for him to see me living in such a hut. But my means now allow me to live rather more comfortably. So, I've decided to build a mansion befitting of my rising wealth and stature. My wealth grows, so too shall my mansion and the extravagance of its grounds. My quaint farmhouse shall be converted into a guest house, as I plan to host functions that will make me famous on this side of the country. I hope to have much in order when he arrives, such that we may spend ample time visiting together. He has informed me within his letters of how much he has grown. I truly cannot wait to see the boy. It's been far too long. I look forward to seeing him and getting a glimpse at what of his mother has shown up inside him. All right. So not great, but less. It was considerably more toned down than the psychopathy from before, where he just went crazy and killed them all. It's friggin' what's his name, Targaryen from Game of Thrones, burn them all. So we had something to cut these vines with. Yeah, see, I don't have anything that cuts. So that's a problem. I need something to cut. I don't know where I'm going to find that. I've been trying to pick up items as I go along, but I have not just in the maze, I mean in general. I don't remember seeing any kind of like hedge trimmers or similar. So I don't know. But I don't see anything. Because I can't pick this up. Oh, hey. Woof, woof. Hey, Buford. Ah, so he went in there. So I just follow him now. Maybe he'll go through that one spot for me. Cool. Hey, buddy. Woof, woof. And then he goes into that last section. Okay. Well, the third one. Whether it's the last, I think it's the last, but in case it's not, it's through here. No, there's a hedge to block me, so it was the last. Hey, boy. Hey, Buford, where are you going? Through there? Nice. Thanks, buddy. So now I can crawl through there. Thanks, Buford. What a big help. Buford was such a good boy. I can dig. Let's do this first. Marty Sims. Why, I'm Marty Sims. I see you found my dog Buford. Yeah. Yeah, Buford's a good boy. Okay, let's... I guess dig. It says A. Magenta flower. Nice. Okay, so now I've got 3 flowers, right? Yeah. So I've got a bouquet for the Skyflower. Okay. I don't know about going through that last set of vines. It's looking like I don't need to now. Maybe I need to later on. Not sure. Ah! Uh-oh. Well, that was unfortunate. Okay. Wonder how I deal with that. Oh. Just let it go initially, I guess. Oh, no, 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 crap. Oh, crap, no, crap. Okay. Am I going to be attacked as I go along? Oh, crap, okay. Hang on. Like, I can see it coming. Oh, no, ah, crap, no, 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 okay, good. Okay. Damn. Okay, how? Okay, I think I know what I do there. I think. We'll see. Go there. Nope. There. Nope. There. I'll just stay in between. Okay, I thought go and run back, but stay in between is what the key was, apparently. I don't know which way. Oh no, that's where I found one flower. Yeah, so not that way. The other way. Stop! Keeps wanting to force me to keep walking. Whoa, nope. Whoa. Okay. Now we're just back in the normal garden. We have a bouquet now. Let's bring it to the white man. I just know it'll cheer him up. The white man? Which one? Leave the garden, probably. She was... Okay, hang on. We have... B? Diary. No. Notes. No, I don't think. Oh, maybe. Actually, maybe it is. Maybe it's Darby O'Halloran. Okay, yeah, let's leave the garden. No more of those angry bushes attacking me, hopefully. Go to the front of the mansion. See if we give this to Darby O'Halloran, if that'll be something he likes. The white man could be anything, honestly. But since Darby O'Halloran was trying to be kind to him and stuff, maybe that's the one we want. Little lass, I thank you kindly for the gift. I can't even tell you how sorry I am for what happened. I don't deserve your kindness, your forgiveness. Thanks, Elena. Bye-bye for now. What do you mean by that? We killed them, Elena. We killed them all, and I the worst one of us. I bashed that little girl's skull with the butt of my rifle. Wortham gave me the order, but that doesn't excuse what I did. I'm done fighting for him. My soul's damned to a fiery hell, but I've made peace with that. Go on, Elena. Find your father. Be sure to hold him tight when you do. So I guess he got put to rest too. Bye-bye, Darby. I hope you find your solace. Diary. Darby departs. First Flying Hawk leaves me, and now Skyflower and Mr. Halloran. And just when I was beginning to like him, too. Turned out to be a nice man and a good person in the end, despite some of the things he'd done in life. I'm happy for him, and for Skyflower. They've been kept from the afterlife for way too long. It was high time they both got to go home. I wonder if... Because this was his wife over here, right? If she didn't depart, I wonder if she'll depart now. Maybe put her to rest too. Our goal in this game, I think, is not to put all the spirits to rest, but... Oh, nope. So she does not change in what she says. It's still all the same for her. Okay. So we'll go through this elevator, and then I think we'll call it for today. And then next week, in this first stream spot, we'll do this again. Chapter 2, Wortham's Woman. Or Chapter 3, I should say. Chapter 3, not 2, 3, Wortham's Woman. Okay. And that is where we will call it. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad we continued on that. I'm enjoying it quite a bit, actually. All right, so that'll be it for now. So in about 10 and a half hours from now, we'll be streaming Clem. And then, of course, the same time as this slot, but one day from now, or a little few hours less than a day from now, we'll be doing more Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. And hopefully this time I will not play for 6 hours. I was not watching the time last week. That went way longer than I intended. So my apologies on that. I really did not mean to go so long that everybody was just questioning whether I was ever going to sleep. So, all right. Thanks, Silhouelle, and anybody else who stopped by, maybe just watched and didn't say anything. Appreciate the support. I will talk to you again next time. Yeah, I'm enjoying getting into some of the stuff we did from Halloween now, too. So it's exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys next time. Till then, stay safe. Peace.
Poor spider.
This freaking boy. Oh, that's so sad.